One day when I was a little girl, I was walking down the street with one of my friends and we came across what we thought was a yard sale. Looking back, I think it was more so like somebody trying to get rid of shit fast. Well, as a kid, I used to love pretending that I was a cashier. All my friends did. And we were always using them like, low budget VTech like cash register or keyboard things. And that's when I saw it. A real life gas station cash register. This thing was gigantic. It had different colored keys, ones with the plastic covers, a real cash register drawer. I was gonna be the reign supreme. Everyone was gonna want to come to my fake store. I asked the dude how much it was, and he's like, I don't know, like $20. I think I paid $20. I don't remember. This is like 30 years ago. Now, here's two things I don't understand. Number one, how did I lug that thing home? It was like fucking 50 pounds or more. But I did it. And number two, how did nobody passing me on the road think it was weird that a little girl was like lugging home a 50-pound cash register? It looked like Polly Pocket just robbed a 7-Eleven and people are just passing by. Anyways, I was at my dad's because it was the weekend. So I was walking back to my dad's house. Before I go further, I need you guys to understand that my father, we're very close, but he is like Ricky LaFleur. 110% this was my father. It still is, he's just older and takes more naps. Anyways, I get home and my stepmother and my father see that I brought home a huge, real cash register. And I mean, they're shocked. Not like insanely shocked, because I was a weird fucking kid. Like right before this, I went through this phase where they'd take me to yard sales and I would always buy gigantic padlocks. For no reason. I guess I just wanted to make sure I had them on deck. So they were surprised, but not like falling over surprised, you know what I mean? Now, okay, I think I gather what many people might be thinking right now. Why didn't anyone call the cops? 'Cause you see, most households, if their kid came home with a cash register, they're calling the popos. Well, let me just paint a picture for you, okay? Imagine a guy that looks and lives like this, calls the police and says that somebody who looks like this came home with a gas station cash register. They are not gonna believe that a blonde little girl went and got themselves a full-size cash register from a gas station when this is who's calling. So my dad, he just accepted the fate. And he realized there was something in there. When you shook it, you could hear something in there. And he's like, well, plug it in. And I tried, but it wouldn't go on. And he's like, damn it, whenever you get something like a cash register from someone else, you gotta make sure they plug it in and power it up so you can see that it works. Surprisingly, even then, I did not think that I'd find myself in this scenario again. But the advice was heeded. Anyways, there was no keys, there was no power on option, so I just had this, bulky cash register. Which for me was great, because all I wanted it for was to pretend that I was a cashier. For my parents, they're like, what the fuck? They got an 80-pound fucking paperweight in their home and they can't do shit about it. He ended up sending it home with me eventually to my mom's house, which she was not happy. She's like, I don't want a cash register in my home. But it stayed here till I was 19 years old. And we'll never know what was in that drawer.